This chapter describes Shama's trip to Kashi, Prayag, and Gaya, and how Baba, in the form of his portrait, was there ahead of him. It also describes Baba's reminiscence of the past birth of two goats. Preliminary. Blessed, O Sai, are your feet. Blessed is your remembrance, and blessed is your darshana, which frees us from the bond of karma. Though your form is invisible to us now, still, if the devotees believe in you, they get living experiences from you. By an invisible and subtle thread, you draw your devotees from far and near to your feet and embrace them like a kind, loving mother. The devotees do not know where you are, but you so skillfully pull the wires that they ultimately realize that you are at their back to help and support them. The intelligent, wise, and learned folk fall into the pit of the samsar on account of their egoism, but you save you by your power the poor, simple, and devout persons. Inwardly and invisibly, you play all the game, but show that you are not concerned with it. You do things and pose yourself as a non-doer. Nobody ever knows your life. The best course, therefore, for us is to surrender our body, speech, and mind to your feet, and always chant your name for destroying our sins. You fulfill the wishes of devotees, and to those who are without any desire, you give bliss supreme. Chanting your sweet name is the easiest sadhan for devotees. By this sadhan, it is by this means, our sins, rajas, and tamas qualities will vanish. The sattva qualities, that is sattva qualities and righteousness will gain predominance, and along with this, discrimination, dispassion, and knowledge will follow. Then we shall abide in our self and our guru, just who are one and the same. This is what called complete surrender to the guru. The only sure sign of this is that our mind gets calm and peaceful. The greatness of this surrender, devotion, and knowledge is unique. For peace, non-attachment, fame, and salvation, etc., come in its train. If Baba accepts a devotee, he follows him and stands by him day and night at his home or abroad. Let the devotee go anywhere like he likes. Baba is there ahead of him in some form in an inconceivable manner. The following story illustrates this. Sometime after Kaka Sahib Dikshit was introduced to Sai Baba, he decided to perform the thread, that is Upanayan ceremony of his eldest son Babu at Nagpur. At about the same time at Nana Sahib Chandorkar decided to perform the marriage ceremony of his eldest son at Gwalior. Both Dikshit and Chandorkar came to Shirdi and lovingly invited Baba for these functions. Baba asked them to take Shama as his representative. When he was pressed to come to in person, Baba told them that to take Shama with them, and that after doing Benares and Prayag, he would be ahead of Shama. Now mark these words, for they show Baba's all-pervasiveness. Taking the permission of Baba, Shama decided to go to Nagpur and Gwalior for these functions and ceremonies, and thence to Kashi, Prayag, and Gaya. Appa Kote made up his mind to accompany him. They both first went to Nagpur for their thread ceremony. Kaka Sahib Dikshit gave Shama rupees 200 for his expenses. Then they went to Gwalior for the marriage ceremony. There Nana Sahib Chandorkar gave Shama rupees 100, and his Vyahi, that is relation, Mr. Jatar gave him rupees 100 also. Then Shama went to Kashi and then to Ayodhya, where he was well received in Jatar's beautiful temple of Lakshmi Narayan at Kashi, that is Varanasi or Banaras, and in the Rama Mandir at Ayodhya by Jatar's manager. They, that is Shama and Kote, stayed there for 21 days in Ayodhya and 2 months in Kashi, that is Banaras. Then they left for Gaya. In the train, they felt a little uneasy on hearing that plague was prevailing in Gaya. At night, they alighted at Gaya station and stayed there in Dharamshala. In the morning, the Gaya Wala, that is the priest who arranges and provides for the lodging and boarding of the pilgrims, came there and aid. The pilgrims have already started. You better make haste. Shama casually said him whether there was plague in Gaya. No, said the Gaya Wala. Please come without any fear or anxiety and see yourself. Then they went with him and stayed in his house, which was big and commodious Vada. Shama was pleased with the accommodation provided for him, but what pleased him most was the beautiful big portrait of Baba fixed in the central and front portion of the building. Seeing this portrait, Shama was overwhelmed with an emotion. He remembered Baba's words via, after doing Kashi and Prayag, he would be ahead of Shama, and burst into tears. His hair stood on end, his throat was choked, and he began to sob. The Gayawala thought that he was afraid of plague prevailing there and therefore was crying. But Shama was inquired of him whence he got Baba's portrait and there. He replied that he had rupees 300 or the 200 or 300 agents working at Manmad and Punathambe for looking to the conveniences of pilgrims at Gaya, and from them he heard about Baba's fame. Then about 12 years ago, he went to Shirdi and took Baba's darshana. There he wanted Baba's big portrait hung in Shama's house, and with Baba's permission, Shama gave it to him. This was the same portrait. Shama then remembered the former incident. The Gayawala's joy knew no bounds when he learned that the same Shama who obliged him before was his guest then. Then they both exchanged love and service and was more delighted and happy. The Gayawala gave him a right royal welcome. He was very rich man. He sat in a palanquin and made Shama ride an elephant and attended to all his comforts and conveniences. The moral of the story is the Baba's words came out true and to the letter, and unbounded was his love towards the devotees. But leave this aside, he also loved all creatures equally, for he felt that he was one with them. The following story will illustrate this. Two goats. Baba was once returning from Lendi when he saw a flock of goats. Two of them attracted his attention. He went to them, caressed and fondled them, and brought them rupees 32. The devotees were surprised at this conduct of Baba. They thought Baba was duped in this bargain, and as the goat would fetch rupees 2 each, and at most rupees 3 or 4 each, that is rupees 8 for both. They began to take Baba's for this task for this, but Baba kept calm and cool. Shama and Tadya Kote asked Baba for this explanation. He said that he should not store money as he had no home and family to look after. He asked them to purchase at his cost 4 seeds of dal, that is lentil, and feed the goats. After this was done, Baba returned the goats to the owner of the flock and gave it out the following reminiscences and story of goats. O Shama and Tatya, you think that I've been deceived in this bargain? No. Listen to their story. In the former birth, they were human beings and had good fortune to be my companions and sit by my side. They were uterine brothers, loving each other at first, but later on they became enemies. The elder brother was an idle fellow, while the younger one was active chap and earned a lot of money. The former became greedy and jealous and wanted to kill his brother and take away all his money. He forgot their fraternal relations and began to quarrel with each other. The elder brother resorted so many devices to kill his younger brother, but all of his attempts failed. Thus they became deadly enemies, and finally one occasion the elder gave a deadly blow with a big stick on the latter's head, while the latter struck the former with an axe. With the result, both fell dead on the spot. As a result of their actions, they both were born as goats. As they passed by me, I once recognized them. I remember their past history. Taking pity on them, I wanted to feed them and give them rest and comfort. For this reason, I spent all the money for which you reprove me. As you did not like my bargain, I sent them back to their shepherd. Such was Sai's love for the goats. Bow to Sri Sai, peace be to all. Meet you with the 47th chapter next week. Om Sri Sai Ram.